Hi, everyone. Thanks again for being here. I appreciate all the support, all the comments, all the likes, everything. I wanted to jump on here real quick today because if you can tell at all, I am a little bit under the weather. I think I caught this flu that's going around. And I noticed in a lot of forums, there's a lot of hygienists that talk about it, treating people that are sick. So I wanted to briefly just come on here and do another little video about if and when you're sick and what to do. Of course, prior to COVID, we treated patients all the time that were sick and under the weather. I can't tell you how many times I've had people come in the chair and they're like, I'm just not feeling so good today. Or if I look at them and go, how are you doing? They're like, I just don't feel good. And I'm like, are you okay? And well, my throat's a little bit sore and I can just feel a little congestion, meaning if they're catching the flu, they're in the first 1 to 3 days of starting, and that's when they're contagious. And when COVID happened, we didn't want no one came in the office if they were sick. If they had a sniffle, they canceled. If they had allergies, they canceled. It really changed the climate in dentistry because you have to remember when we're working on you, and it's the hygienists, the assistants, and the doctors, we're working within 18 to 24 inches from your face. So we do create aerosols when you talk. We know, you have tiny droplets of spit that come out of your mouth. Those can carry bacteria. And when we're, especially a hygienist, when we're cleaning your teeth, we're going around the gum line and under the gum line, we stir up bacteria. Well, that bacteria can get into your bloodstream, but also that bacteria can be created as an aerosol in the air, which we could be breathing in. And it's because we're so close to you. The aerosols can be suspended in the air, but they're not going to climb up to the ceiling and hang out there and decide to fall down to someone else's mouth like 3 hours later because of gravity. But, there is a risk factor to us, and we're always trying to protect ourselves because if we get sick, then we're not there to treat you. And we just want to keep you healthy and as much as we want to stay healthy. I've seen debate about it where a hygienist gets upset because a patient will call to cancel, or they won't even cancel. They'll just come in and they'll say, well, I've been sick for about 3 days. They've got a runny nose, a sore throat, a cough. They've been throwing up overnight, whatever it is. You don't need to be into the office. Don't feel bad for canceling is my point. If you know you're getting sick and you know it's not allergies, don't come into the office. So the front desk is going to kind of shield and screen these calls when they come in. And I don't want to put a divide between what happens at the front desk and the back, but there sometimes is a divide in certain offices. A lot of them work together as a team, some of them don't. And that's just the different cultures in the office. If you have an office where they don't necessarily work together very much, the front desk will screen the call. And if they feel the patient's okay, they're going to tell the patient just to come in, don't worry about it. Other offices will come into the back. If the patient wants to say, hey, I got an appointment with Rita today. I'm a little bit sick. I think I want to cancel. Will you ask her what she feels like? How does she feel if I come in? I've been sick for 6 days. Well, if you've been sick for 6 days, right now at this point, you're not contagious. Then if they want to leave it up to me, then I'm going to want some information. And if my front desk comes back and talks to me, well, then me and my front desk will make the decision with the patient. Sometimes I tell them, let's just reschedule. Some offices will tell you not to reschedule because they're booked out 2-3 months ahead. Well, if they're booked out 2-3 months ahead, just ask them, do you have a call list? Do you have a list that you can put me on? That if somebody cancels, you can call me first. And if they say no, they don't have that, then I would tell you, take it upon yourself to call the office at the beginning of every week. Or 1 day out of the week or 2 days out of the week. Hey, did you have any cancellations today? I'd like to get my cleaning done because I had to cancel. Most offices have a call list. They'll put you on the call list and they'll go through that list. And if they get to your name, you more than likely you get in sooner because we always have cancellations. Life happens. People have to change appointments. They double book themselves, or something happens with their family or their kids or their job or their life, or they fall ill. There's always something. So if they tell you they're booked out 3 months, you're not going to wait 3 months to get an appointment. More than likely, you'll get in within a month. And pushing your cleaning back 1 month is not life or death. Is it ideal? No. But guess what? It's better than 3 months. Keep that in mind. So the whole point is if you're fallen ill and you've been sick between 1 and 5 days, you're considering cancel, just cancel your appointment. I had 2 appointments this week. So this is the week of Christmas. Christmas was Sunday. It's Tuesday. I had 2 other appointments scheduled this week, one for Wednesday, one for Thursday. I canceled them both. I don't want to go in there to either appointment sick. I'm coughing, my throat's still sore. I haven't left my house in 3 days now. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want to get somebody else sick. I don't want to pass this around. The flu is really bad this year. Everybody's getting sick. So it's just one of those things I'd rather not spread myself around and actually keep myself rested, taking care of myself before I put myself back out into the world, into the hustle and bustle to put more stress on my body. So I want to be healed before I do that stress. It's okay to cancel. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you have like a cold sore on your lip, which is actually a herpetic lesion, and that's within 1 to 3 days, you shouldn't go to the dentist either, because if those things haven't bursted and you burst it open in the chair, that'll spread the virus around your mouth and around your face as it could the operator or the person, hygienist, assistant, or dentist working on you. So that also falls into that category, as well as being under the weather. If you're coughing all the time, if you have a runny nose, or you're congested really, really bad, and you can't lay down without being congested, you can't lay down without coughing for 10 minutes, don't come into the office, because we need you to breathe through your nose when you're getting your teeth cleaned or you're getting dental work done. If you can't lay back and breathe through your nose, you're going to have the worst miserable dental visit that you'd ever had in your life, because you can't breathe through your mouth if we're using instruments that expel water. And they expel water for the reasons that the instruments do. They need the water to keep the instrument cool, plus it also flushes debris away. Well, when you breathe through your mouth, when you have water running in there, it takes a tiny little misting drop to make you choke. So, it's compounding the misery. Don't make yourself miserable, because then you make the hygienist, the assistant, or the doctor also miserable, because they're trying to keep you comfortable, but they can't, because you're sick and you're stressed. Then they get stressed because they don't know what to do at that point. So wait till you're better. Wait till you can breathe through your nose. Wait till your throat is not sore. Give yourself a full 7 days after you're sick to not go back into the office, a full week. And if you're still not healthy after a week, let's just say you called and you go, they go, we had a cancellation next week, we can get you in. Great, we'll put me in next week. If that next week comes and you're still not feeling well enough to lay down, reschedule it again. I can promise you, the doctor, the hygienist, and the assistant will never get upset at you for being sick, because I've had patients multiple times say to me, I'm so sorry, I was sick, I didn't mean to cancel. I'm like, no, I appreciate you canceling. Thank you for being considerate of me and you and not coming in here sick. That is the biggest compliment you could give to us, because we don't want your sickness. Because if you pass it to us, there's always a risk we can contract it to somebody else. So that's part of the reason we take universal precaution, and we wear masks and glasses, and now we wear shields and we wear gloves, and we disinfect everything in the room, and we wash our hands 9,000 times a day, because we're constantly trying to not spread bacteria around. Because we touch things, we touch your mouth, we put your bacteria on our hands, on our gloves, and then we touch other things. So if we touched everything in that room, we could contaminate that room with whatever virus could potentially be on our gloves, on our hands. That's the purpose of universal precaution. When we finish your cleaning, all the instruments we use go through a sterilization process. The room gets wiped down with disinfecting wipes. They're hospital grade. Everything gets cleaned. Everything gets rebarriered. We put chair covers on and air water syringe sleeves on and new straws on. If they're not disposable, they get sterilized, and then everything's clean and new for you when you sit down. And then when you're done, we have to do that all over again. So after every patient, we're doing this, which takes about 5 minutes to turn. We call it turning the room around, breaking it down, sterilizing, getting the instruments where they need to go, wiping everything down in the room, and then resetting everything back up, plus giving that disinfectant time to dry in between setting it up and tearing it down. So I just want you to be aware, knowing that it's flu season, it's December. This always happens every year, and it's always a debate, and hygienists, sometimes cannot be nice, and I know they're venting. I know they get stressed out. Doctors too. So people don't want to get sick. They don't want what you have. So it's just be respectful and be courteous of your dental team and your dental staff that you work with. And no, they will not be upset if you cancel. And if there is pushback at the front desk, you just need to say, I'm not feeling well. I don't want to be in the office. I can't breathe. I'm coughing. I really would prefer to reschedule my appointment. And I would hope and pray that I just had a coughing fit. I would hope that anyone at the front desk would not deter you from canceling, because to me, that's disrespectful to you as the patient. and their responsibility is just to take care of you. So if you're ill, you're under the weather, don't ever hesitate to call. If it's after hours, they always have an answering machine or answering service. Leave a message. Hey, I just want to let you know I can't make it. I'm sick. I'm not coming in that office. No big deal. Because I'm telling you, your dental team that works on you will never be upset, as I never get upset. So that's your little friendly reminder for December. I hope you guys have a great new year, and I'll see you soon.